Yo, guys, welcome back. Tonight we got a lot to cover. There was the dev live stream for season 2, episode 2, and boy, they went through a lot. It was a 3-hour stream. So I'm going to do my best to run through everything as quickly and efficiently as possible, trying to not to miss as much as I can. So wish me luck and try to stick with me, and we will get through this together. So, first up is going to be some future adjustments, mostly about things that are going on in the game currently. And they talked about ghost bullets, and their situation for this is going to be to limit the fire rate to 2,000. As far as balance adjustments for skill descendants, they're going to try to bring most descendants to the same level of Viessa, Valby, Bunny, and Haley. That's kind of like their median. So the lower ones will be buffed. And they did talk about Innis actually receiving a nerf to be more on Freena's level. They said the big thing is that she can kill enemies through walls and just overall her skill power. They are slating this for a balance patch early April. As far as Purge, they are decreasing the difficulty for stages 1 to 29. This is going to be slated for April 17th. The Purge meta will be adjusted to help skill focus descendants as well. And as far as core farming, but I think what they meant by this is the uh, relative ease to make new weapons. When you craft a new weapon, you only have to make it once, and its unique ability will be maxed out. And also, the cores that you've already rolled on said weapon that you already have will carry over to the new weapon. And they said they are also working on a core trading system. So, like, you could trade green cores for red cores for blue cores, but they did not give a date for this. So I will let the new trailer play in the background as I go over some things. As far as episode 2, there will be a new main story, which is a sequel to the main story, Blay's story, with her finding her daughter, who we believe is Daya, who does look like to be a new weapon of the Vulgus. And they say that Serena plays a critical role in the story, and we were able to get some gameplay footage out of her. She looks pretty cool, I would say. They do very well at building different types of descendants that are good at different things and that just play differently. And they definitely showed that here with the trailer. Now, after this, they did a full breakdown of Serena. They went over all of her skills, everything. As far as her for a reactor, she is fire, and some skills are singular, some are dimension. Her passive is called Divinity, and her first skill is called Sacred Flame. Second is Ascension. Third is Soar, and the fourth is Redemption. And we'll go over what all these skills do because they did show a breakdown of that as well. So, as far as her passive Divinity, Serena gains an additional stat bonus when firing a firearm mid-air. Air attack increased 45%. Air explosive attack increased 45%. Air accuracy increased 30%. And air recoil reduction minus 30%. So, pretty good. You're going to get you're going to get a lot of benefits for being up in the air with her. So for her second skill, which is called Ascension, and this is her flying skill, and boy, she gets a lot of benefits here from being in the air. Greatly decreases gravity while the skill is active. Firearm attacks while in midair have additional effects depending on the rounds in use. However, jump and grappling hook charge times have been adjusted. This does use MP, and for your general rounds, you get multi-hit chance, multi-hit damage increase. Multi-hit is something new they're adding to the game. They're also going to be adding this with mods, something we will be looking at later. Impact rounds, you get critical hit, MP recovery. For special rounds, you're going to get an AoE effect from hitting a target that's going to hit up to 20 targets with a pretty decent max expandable range. And for high power rounds, you're going to get an additional fire damage chance of 50%. Now, for her third ability, this is going to be called Soar. When used on the ground, Serena shoots into the air. When used in midair, Serena moves quickly in the direction of movement and reloads the currently equipped weapon. Pretty OP. Free reload and free movement. She is going to be a movement queen and definitely a firearm queen. Additionally, Serena's number of gems is reset. This also does damage in the area that you're going, and there is a Transcendent mod that they did show that also adds a bit more damage to it, I believe, something we'll be looking at in a few minutes. And lastly, we have Redemption. When used on the ground, removes all debuffs on Serena and all allies within range and grants Prayer of Redemption. So Prayer of Redemption is going to remove any debuffs on you and your allies. It's also going to give a damage reduction per stack, and the stack's up to 5 times. And then it says something about a stack removal, HP and MP recovery. So I'm assuming when the stack wears off, you and your teammates then get this HP and MP recovery modifier. Now, when used in midair, Redemption Judgement to self, which is going to do an AoE damage, probably something similar to Haley's Cryo that she does when you hit an enemy with a firearm, except this might have a bit more range to it, and then the damage multiplier that is going to come off of her max HP. Now, as far as a reactor, I would probably go for a singular reactor, but I think this is going to be the case of you just need a reactor with cooldown duration up or maybe cooldown skill cost. Not 100% sure yet. We're going to have to see how she plays. But as far as doing damage with skills, to me, I would really only see you using her one to do the damage. So just fire and singular is what I would suggest. But if you want to also go farm fire dimension as well, you can go do that. I will be putting out a prep video probably tomorrow about how to go farm her reactors this week and coming in next week on Tuesday, and also just some general prep tips that I can give. So they did also show Serena's 2 Transcendent modules. One is going to be Divine Surge, flies forward, inflicting knockback on enemies in the path and deals large amounts of damage on landing. Additionally, creates a path of fire in her wake that deals continuous damage to enemies within range. And then they showed him, when used on the ground, creates a zone that increases the jump of allies. When used in midair, temporarily increases the movement speed of nearby allies. The first part is kind of like basically a trampoline that your teammates can jump on and I guess bounce high in the air. They didn't really show that. And as far as the other one, it just seems like a movement speed buff, which I find to be way cooler. Probably something that we can make good use of when doing speed runs or just trying to run things in a quicker manner. And next up, they've shown the Arche tuning nodes. And I do have a list here that somebody in my stream made. They went through frame by frame and tried to get the best information they could out of it. And they did an absolutely great job, in my opinion. So we're looking at weak point damage, firearm attack, multi-hit chance, multi-hit damage, accuracy, bonus firearm attack versus Colossus, scale bonus versus Colossus, incoming damage mitigation, max HP, skill effect range, skill power, max MP, cooldown, skill critical hit rate, skill critical hit damage, MP recovery out of combat, MP recovery modifier, affinity damage, and firearm critical hit rate with firearm critical hit damage. After that, we got a look at the new Colossus Tormentor, which one of the developers actually fought against on the stream, and he was able to kill him with Serena and Smithereens with 0 cores in 1 minute and 14 seconds. So, not to be a dick, but we are looking at another pushover of a Colossus, which is kind of sad, but, I get it. It's meant for everybody to do. Everybody needs the drops from it. We'll get a lot of good builds out there for this to melt him down, but he does look like a bit of a pushover. He ended up finishing the fight with showed the Colossus had about 94 million health, which is similar to Infernal Walker. And then he also showed a dev leaderboard, and just a little look into the new leaderboards. We can see there's possibly a lot of things there. Defiler is up there, and there's also a drop-down tab from Abyss that could lead to other things. But as you can see, you're looking at a 16-second kill, a 25-second kill. After that, we got to look at the new fellow, the Vesper's Hunting Dog. Now, one big thing they did say is now this will have auto dismantle as well as item auto pickup, and this will be set on every fellow going forward. And then the third perk is going to be what's different about them. And this is going to have auto refill rounds. Your fellow automatically refills the rounds for you and your equipped weapon at regular intervals. And if you're wondering about the Hagios Sheepdog, it will still have item auto pickup and auto dismantle, but it will also grant a healing ability in place of auto refill rounds. And next, we got to look at some of the new weapons. This is Malevolent, which I'm really excited for. This kind of looks like a different style of perforator, where it's going to create little bladed cogs that send out the other enemies on hit. And if you hit a weak point, you get even more. It's going to bounce. And in a second, he's going to show a preview of him actually using it. And to me, this looks like the best gun that we're going to get. Pretty excited for this one. Just like a second style of perforator, which I think is a fun gun to play with. But this one relies less on having to crit. Up next, we are getting an AR, which is called Descending Judgement. This is probably meant a little more for Serena. When reloading midair, grants float. When multi-hit triggers in midair, grants atonement. Float and atonement are removed when touching the ground. So it's going to give you a effective range buff, a health recovery, and a multi-hit damage increase as well. So this is definitely a gun that's just mainly meant for Serena from what I could see. And then we are getting a new sniper called A-Tams, and the way they described this unique ability is when you are hard scoped in, you will use MP, but gain damage on the shot. And they said there would be like a meter when you were doing so, I guess to know when you were full on the amount of MP you need to do damage with the shot. And next up, we have the beam rifle Truly Deadly Arson, which is a fire-based beam rifle. And if we move ahead in the video a little bit, we'll be able to see him using it. Looks kind of cool. Probably something that'll be cool for Blair. Next up, they gave us a preview of the Sigma sector. They showed what the map is like, and it's 2 areas. One's Broken Boundary, and the other later is Isolated Desert. It's going to be 2 difficulties, normal and then high risk. High risk will be MR15 plus, and will be slightly harder than 400%. These will be randomized missions. I'm sure not completely random. There's probably just a bunch of set missions that you can load into, but it'll be random which one you get. The new monsters are called Legion of Immortality Defected. There will be a new weapon that you could pick up off our enemies called the Ground Sweeper, and it does like a fan laser. It kind of looked like a laser shotgun. It was pretty cool. And then they did show some decent dungeon gameplay. And out here, they said you'll be farming your arc tuning points, Serena, and 3 of the 4 new weapons. So up next, they went over 4 new component sets. You heard right, 4 new component sets. We have the Unpredictable set, which is a 4 set, grants unpredictable cooldown 60 seconds, effect cooldown after equipping, unequipping 10 seconds, unpredictable randomly grants resilience, latent strength, or fierce attack, resilience HP recovery proportional to max HP when currently at full HP, shield recovery proportional to max shield, continuous health recovery plus 4.8%, continuous shield recovery plus 3.3% with a 10-second cooldown. Then we have latent strength, skill power plus 21%, skill cost minus 12%, cooldown 20 seconds, and fierce attack, firearm attack plus 25%, reload time modifier plus 8%, cooldown 30 seconds. Then we have the Crusader Knight set. The 2-piece gives a chill resistance of 6%. The 4-piece grants max stacks of heavy armor and removes 1 stack when hit, up to 5 stacks. Cooldown 15 seconds. Effect cooldown after equipping, unequipping 5 seconds. Incoming damage modifier minus 21%. When hit, has a 10% chance to grant purification to self. Cooldown 10 seconds. Then we have the Sprinting set. A 2 set gives you a grappling hook charge time minus 10%. And the 4 set, when using a skill, grants 1 stack of Agile, up to 1 stack for 30 seconds. Agile movement speed plus 10%. And the last set is going to be the Ascending Armory. The 2-piece is skill cost minus 6.5%. And the 4 set, when reloading in midair, provides supply bullets, cooldown 10 seconds, field supplies plus 10%, intercept battle supplies plus 10%. So this seems like a set specifically made for Serena. So now they showed all the multi-bullet mods. We have multi-processor, multi-sights, multi-bullet, multi-hit induction, multi-piercing trigger, multi-piercing sights, multi-trigger rifling, and multi-precision sight. Just to pause on a few, multi-piercing sights, multi-hit damage plus 21%, critical hit damage minus 23%. And then we had multi-piercing trigger, multi-hit damage plus 9%, multi-hit chance plus 4%, multi-trigger rifling, multi-hit chance plus 15%, fire rate minus 4%, and multi-percussion sight, multi-hit chance plus 10%, critical hit damage minus 23%. So it seems you're going to have to be sacrificing some things to get these multi-hit builds. As far as multi-hit induction, the special mod on hitting weak points, multi-hit chance plus 1.4% for 5 seconds. Obviously, this is a level 1 mod. Up to 10 stacks, minus 2 stacks per failed weak point attack. Multi-bullet on hitting multi-hit damage plus 1% for 3 seconds, up to 3 stacks, and inflicts deep wounds on target hit. Deep wounds deals damage equal to 0.8% of firearm damage at regular intervals for 3 seconds. That seems very interesting, something we really haven't seen in this game, kind of like a bleed almost. Multi-sights, when using a singular skill, has a 50% chance for firearm attack plus 1% for 15 seconds. When using a fusion skill, has a 50% chance for multi-hit damage plus 3% for 15 seconds, up to 3 stacks. These effects are stackable. And multi-processor, when using a dimension skill, has a 50% chance for weak point damage plus 0.8% for 15 seconds. And when using a tech skill, has a 50% chance for critical hit damage plus 1.3% for 15 seconds, up to 3 stacks. These effects are stackable. This seems like this is going to be a game changer for a lot of builds. Really very interesting to see where the builds go with this. Then we got a nice preview of photo mode. I think they did. I'm not really too interested in photo mode myself. As a content creator, it will be pretty handy for making thumbnails and stuff. But let me tell you, they did a really great job with this. I think overall, top-notch job. Good addition to the game. A lot of people wanted it, so we're happy to see it. Now, here they talked about the in-plant module settings and how this is going to work. And basically, you will need to get tokens from events, and then you will be able to transfer from your normal Descendant to your ultimate Descendant. And they talked about doing about 2 events per season, which I think is pretty good. They mentioned in one of the events that you will be able to get Blair, one for Blair, before Blair is even released. To me, this is a good setup. I don't think you should just freely be able to transfer normal to ultimate just as you want. This gives you something to play the game, go do, and it's good for them to make an event out of it as well. This is the point where they start showing off some skins, so I'll do my best to show some of these skins. And they did talk about how presets now are for skins. You will have 3 to start, and of course you can buy more. Here we are looking at the Haley skin, and well, hot mama. I think a lot of you know how I feel about Haley. She's looking good as always. And then we have the Glay skin with lots of leg out there, and the glasses, the braid, we all love it. And last would be the Sharon skin, where, boy, she's showing a good amount of skin, or robot, if you would say. She's really out there, but hey, it's a robot, right? So no big deal. Then they showed some future skins, some art concepts coming on March 27th and the April 17th update. Looking pretty good. The middle one is going to be a Blair skin. And then basically the remake of the Albion Academy skins. Since they can't resell those, it looks like they redid them for all the female Descendants. Look pretty good in my opinion. Can't wait to see these in game. And then they showed off this skin, which as you've seen on the thumbnail, and wow. That's just wow. Now, as far as future plans, basically the mid-season update or the mid-episode update, we will be seeing Ultimate Blair story, new Void Erosion Purge improvements, external component core system, reactor external comp adjustments, new external comp additions, a badge system, and Void fragment removal. And they will also be adding a bunch of beginner tutorials for new players on the game, which is great to see. Then for the May 22nd update, we will get arcade tuning socket additions, the new Abyss Colossus Ice Maiden, Party Finder system, core item conversion. You will be able to view other Descendant stats, photo mode filter and stickers, and of course, the long-awaited jiggle physics. One of the last things they talked about is they're going to be ending support for PS4 and Xbox One consoles. This is the March 6th. This is going to be when the announcement is. There will be an official notice on March 20th and then June 19th, which looks to be the release of Season 3. Maybe not on that exact date, but around it. They were going to end support completely with Xbox One and PS4. They definitely made a mistake when they released it on those consoles, and now I feel like they kind of have to pay for that mistake by letting a lot of people down that are playing on those consoles. but it's something that must be done because you can see that is holding the game's performance back a ton. If you played this game during the beta and early access releases, you could see that the game is completely different graphically than it was there. So overall, this is going to be good for the game, but overall also disappointing for those people that are playing on those consoles. Now they got into some events, and this is the Beyond Sigma Sector event, and this is similar to an event we've seen around Christmas time. You log in for 14 days between March 13th and May 12th, and you are able to get either Ultimate Bunny or you can get 2 Haley skins, which look fantastic. I am very excited for those. And for the next event, we have the Serena's Secret Operations Support event. Key event reward, you're going to get 1 free crystallization catalyst every day, and then there's going to be an event shop with tokens. This is going to be going on from March 13th to March 27th. And then the third event is going to be Blair Ready for Deployment, and this is going to be from April 3rd to May 1st, which is going to be before Blair even comes out. They mentioned that, and this is how you'll get the normal to ultimate Descendant extraction ticket. And that covers everything I think was important from this dev stream. I will be doing a video going more in depth on Serena, her skills, what I think about them, possible reactor choices, and just overall prep for the new episode coming out next week. What I think overall about the content coming, it's nice to see a good amount of content. We got the new area, we got 4 new weapons, a new Descendant who does look pretty cool with some unique gameplay. The Abyss Colossus just looks like another pushover Abyss Colossus at this point, but you know, I understand that it has to be for everybody, and I'm fine with that. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the direction that the game is going right now after seeing this. Very good job by the developers. So look forward to that video coming out tomorrow that will be about her skills, reactor, and some prep that you could be doing before the new episode launches. And that covers everything. Thanks, guys. Peace.